George Bernard Shaw, 1856–1950. Irish playwright, author, political activist. George Bernard Shaw was once born in Dublin, 1856. He was once dispatched to more than a few colleges in Dublin. However, developed a splendid dislike for the formalised training structures and great use of corporal punishment, which was once popular at the time. After working as a clerk in Dublin for numerous years, in 1876, Shaw left for London to be part of his mom who used to be dwelling there. In London, he commenced studying substantially and writing his first novels. He additionally grew to be more and more dedicated to the beliefs of socialism. He joined the Fabian Society and grew to become one of its main writers and activists, inspiring and supporting activists such as Annie Besant. With fellow Fabians such as Sidney and Beatrice Webb, he helped discover the London School of Economics, LSE, after receiving non-public bequests. George Bernard Shaw. In 1898 he married Charlotte Payne Townsend, a fellow Irish Fabian. The marriage was once in no way consummated and they remained childless. In 1906, they moved to Ayot St. Lawrence in Hertfordshire, the place they lived for the rest of their lives. By the 1890s, Shaw's performs have been being carried out in London. The profits from his performs enabled him to dedicate his lifestyles to writing. Like his contemporary, Oscar Wilde, Shaw's performs had been famous for their biting wit and humor. His performs had been in distinction to many Victorian performs which tended to be sentimental, escapist and missing in satire. Shaw wrote he was once influenced by means of Henrik Ibsen, who helped pioneer greater practical contemporary drama. As a dedicated socialist, Shaw infused his performs with his principles of social justice and troubles of class. For example, one of his nice recognized performs, Pygmalion, 1912–13, later made into a movie and musical My Fair Lady, offers with the type divide which characterized British society at the time. However, to the disappointment of Shaw, his performs have been mostly loved as entertainment, alternatively than political commentary. As properly as plays, Shaw wrote novels, quick testimonies and was once a mentioned literary critic. In particular, he was once influential in criticizing the Victorian choice for performing edited Shakespeare plays. By the begin of the First World War, Shaw used to be an accepted playwright, so his strident opposition to the First World War received him a lot criticism. He felt governments had coerced the populace into pointless wars. In Heartbreak House, 1919, he said, "It is stated that each and every human being has the government it deserves. It is greater to the factor that each government has the voters it deserves, for the orators of the front bench can edify or debauch an ignorant voters at will. Thus our democracy moves in a vicious circle of reciprocal worthiness and unworthiness." Though a democratic socialist, he grew to be despairing of Western democracy. He grew to become greater sympathetic to undemocratic communism. In 1931, he visited Stalinist Russia and praised it for supplying first-rate possibilities to workers. He claimed the Great Depression was once worse than something in Soviet Russia. One of his most severely acclaimed performs used to be St. Joan, 1923, about the lifestyles of Joan of Arc. This play contributed closer to his Nobel Prize in Literature 1925. Nobel Prize. Shaw used to be additionally a proponent of the principle of eugenics, a supporter of vegetarianism and sympathetic to Irish domestic rule. He was once now not a formal member of any religion. Describing his spiritual views, "My spiritual convictions and scientific views can't at existing be greater especially described than as these of a believer in innovative revolution." G. B. Shaw. Time magazine. He was once shut pals with G. K. Chesterton, a Church of England convert to Roman Catholicism. Shaw is quality remembered for his iconic wit. He is one of the most quoted authors and are often mentioned. His wit led to the advent of an adjective, Fabian, to describe a Shaw-like witticism.